and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing a bunch of reviews. I'm going to try and keep them nice and concise because I have a lot to go over. I have made a handful, maybe a little bit more than a handful of purchases throughout the year of 2020. I feel like maybe a lot of us have. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's been a year. So if you've seen one of my hauls over the course of the year, I'm going to try and talk about as many of those products as I can. Some of them are from back in March when I made my order back at the beginning of the year, back at the beginning of quarantine. Some of these items are from the middle, and then some of these, a handful of these, are from my most recent haul because I have used them a lot and I feel like I've got a pretty good opinion on them. And there is a couple, just I think a couple of things that I haven't actually hauled on my channel, but I've picked up over this year and I have some thoughts on, so I thought I would share them. Okay, so again, I've got a lot to talk about, so let's get started. From my first haul, my first Sephora haul at the beginning of the year, I've got some fun stuff to talk about. So in that haul, I picked up for the very first time these right here. This is the Fenty Cream Blush, and I picked it up first in the shade Petal Poppin'. It is this really, really pretty kind of light peachy pink shade, and I liked this formula, the shade, everything about it so much that I went and picked up two more. The next one that I picked up was in the shade Strawberry Drip. This is a very, very bright strawberry pink color, I guess you could say. It's looking a lot more pink than what I remember when I first picked it up. This is a great summer shade though. And then last I picked up the shade Summertime Wine. This one I picked up more recently. It's this beautiful berry color. Look at that. Ooh, scrumptious. I really, really enjoy these, would highly recommend. If you're just getting into cream products, I think that these are a really, really good option for you. They're very easy to work with. You can just use your little phalanges to get in there and dap it on your cheeks, or you can use a beauty blender or some kind of sponge to put it on. I haven't tried with a brush, but I expect that it would also be very easy. They're very easy to use. They're decently pigmented, but not overly pigmented like the Rare Beauty ones are. So I really, really like these a lot. Obviously, I picked up 3 of them. So good review, very good. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Ooh, I do have a couple of foundations, actually 4 foundations to talk about. Wow. I used up a lot of foundations last year and at the beginning of this year. So I did buy a total of 4 foundations this year, which is kind of exciting. So the first one that I purchased was the Bite Beauty Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. I like this a lot. This I picked up back in March and I've probably used about half of this up by now. This was kind of my go-to foundation for most of the summer. I really liked it. Be forewarned, at least for me, when I first applied it to my face, it did look a little bit weird, but then it settled in to a very nice finish. My only gripe with this is I have nowadays very combination skin, so my forehead gets a little bit dry, but like my entire T-zone still gets pretty oily. So I noticed that in my T-zone, if I touched my face too much or wore sunglasses or anything like that, it did disturb the foundation a fair amount. That didn't bother me too much because I'm very much into the more natural looking foundations, not so heavy, not so cakey, not so dry or matte, and that usually just kind of comes along with those kind of foundations, is they're a little more malleable on the skin. So I really liked the finish of this. I liked that it was more natural, but it does have a pretty good coverage. I would say about a medium coverage. So if that's something you're interested in, this might be a good option for you to try. Ooh, next from that order, I did pick up a couple things from Hourglass. The first was this concealer right here. This is, it does not say, the Vanish Concealer. Okay, yeah, this is the Vanish Airbrush Concealer. I feel weird, to be absolutely honest, talking about Hourglass right now. There's been some feelings about them not expanding any of their shade ranges and not being inclusive, and that's something that I care about. I just want to put that out there, that I'm aware of that situation and I'm sensitive to it. And although I really, really like this concealer, I don't feel comfortable recommending it to anybody, but I also want to be honest in that I love this concealer a lot. If I use it up, I'm not going to repurchase it. It is very expensive. It's $34. So for a lot of people, this is going to be out of their price range anyways. But if you haven't already heard, there's a situation recently where they took the time to completely reformulate one of their most popular products. It took them like a year, and then they came out with it and didn't expand the shade range, even though they've been called out for that numerous times. Given the times that we live in, it's just not acceptable. I mean, it should have never been acceptable, but everybody's very aware of it and calling for action. And then for brands to blatantly ignore that call to action doesn't really sit right with me and doesn't sit right with a lot of people. So just talking about the product, I really love this. I won't repurchase it after I run out. Same to be said with the other thing that I picked up from Hourglass, which is the concealer brush. I used this a ton and I really loved it, but I have another concealer brush that I'm going to talk about in a moment that I actually love more than this one. I still use this one. I kind of trade between the two and I do really like this one, but I have found one that I think I like a hair more. So, and I think it's cheaper. So this one is $38. Yeah, so the other one that I'm going to talk about is in fact cheaper. I really like this. Again, don't really feel great about recommending Hourglass products at this time. And last from that order is a Natasha Denona Gold, Mini Gold. This is the Mini Gold palette. This is what it looks like. I just think it's such a beautiful little palette. I really love the Natasha Denona formula. I really love the shades in here. I haven't gotten as much use out of this as I was anticipating this fall season. I just have trouble with dark shades on my eyes. For some reason, on me and my perception, they just look weird. That's just a me thing though. The formula of these is great. So if this is a shade range that you like and you maybe have been interested in trying Natasha Denona, or you're wondering if this palette is the same formula as her other ones, I would say it is. And I really, really like it. Next, we're gonna talk about some Glossier products, which is I think gonna be exciting for a lot of people because they wanted to know my thoughts on the Glossier products. I do have a total of 5. Unfortunately, not a lot of them are like favorites. A lot of them I will use up, but probably won't repurchase. So let's start with the eyeliner. So I did kind of use this up. Eyeliners are kind of hard to tell. It was drying out, but now that I've left it capped for so long, it does look pretty pigmented. So I could probably get a little bit more use out of this. It's not my favorite eyeliner. I actually repurchased the KVD Vegan Beauty eyeliner that used to be one of my favorites, the tattoo liner. And I don't really love it as much as I used to, which is weird. I'm still on a hunt for like my absolute favorite eyeliner, but I haven't found it yet. And this was not one of them. Again, it was fine. Probably wouldn't repurchase, not when there's so many out there that I'm very eager to try. Next, I have a couple of brow products. So the first one is the Boy Brow, this little, what is this, gel? It's like the eyebrow gel. Got the little spoolie on it. I have come to the conclusion that I just don't have thick enough brows to need a product like this. I do use it every once in a while, but my biggest problem with my brows is that there's not enough there. So I need something that's going to fill in what I'm missing, and that's just not the purpose of these products. So I keep wanting to buy them and I keep occasionally buying them, but I just don't need them. People love these though, so I would not say that my review is really valid or helpful at all because I just don't need a product like this. It worked fine when I tried to use it, but I simply don't have enough here to make it make sense. Moving on to the base products. So let's first talk about the foundation. This is exactly what everybody says it is. This is just for super, super natural days when I just want like a little bit more. I want a little bit more coverage, a little bit more oomph. I just kind of want to oomph my skin up just a tiny bit. It's fine. I'm definitely going to use it up. Probably next summer. I don't think that this will be something I use too much during the winter time. I have been combining this with my Fenty foundation because I've learned recently that my Fenty foundation just adds a little bit more matteness to my skin than I'm enjoying nowadays. So I have been combining this with other foundations just to kind of amp this up a bit and amp those ones down a bit. But I don't think that I'll repurchase this when I use it up, but it's good enough that I will use it up. There's another one that I'm going to talk about in a moment that I like a lot and is kind of this, but amped up to a better level for me personally. And last, we are going to talk about the Glossier Pot Concealer. I am kind of on the fence about this one. I really like this, but it creases so bad, especially under my eyes. All concealers crease under my eyes, let me just say that, but I will put this on, set my under eyes, come back, and they will be creased again. Even if I kind of tap out the creasing again, it'll kind of keep coming back. So it offers a really good amount of coverage, and a lot of days I'll just use this to kind of pat around my skin. If you caught recently my Project Pan video, I talked a little bit about my RMS Beauty potted concealer, and I like the Glossier one a ton more than the RMS one. The RMS one kind of just fades away from my skin. It's a little too glossy than the Glossier one, and I do like the Glossier one more. I think that it stays on the skin longer, and it does offer a little bit more coverage than other potted concealers that I've tried, but it does crease a lot, so I don't love that. I'm not sure, I may repurchase this one day when I run out of it, but there are so many concealers that I'd love to try, so it might be a while before I do that. Oh, I have a few skincare items to talk about. The first, I don't remember if I hauled this at any point, but it is the Biossance Squalene and Zinc Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. This is a SPF 30 sunscreen. I think that, I don't know if it was this sunscreen specifically or if it was just the brand overall. Biossance was highly recommended by Hiram, who I really enjoy here on YouTube, and I decided to pick it up, and this is the sunscreen that I've been using, and I really enjoy it. So if you're looking for a sunscreen for your face, I would recommend this one. Ooh, next. So this is, I think, the only thing out of everything I'm going to talk about that was sent to me, and I did haul this in a video, and it is the GoodMolecules Rosewater Daily Cleansing Gel. A gentle cleanser to balance and brighten skin. I love this. I've used it, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, about half up, and when I run out, I will repurchase this. I use this every single morning to cleanse away the sleep and the oils from the night before, and it's gentle, and it makes my skin feel good but not stripped in the morning, which I like. So I do this first, and then I go in with my moisturizer and sunscreen and eye cream and all of that fun stuff. And yeah, I like this. If you've been looking to place an order with GoodMolecules and you're looking for a cleanser, I'd pick this one up. They're also a pretty inexpensive brand, so that's a big plus. Ooh, and another product by Biossance. This is their Squalene and Rose Vegan Lip Balm. I keep this at my desk while I'm working during the week, so all week it's right next to me, and I usually reapply it several times throughout the day. I will use this up, but I am not going to repurchase this. It was kind of expensive. It was like 18 bucks or something like that, and it just isn't anything special in my opinion. I find that I put it on and then it quickly goes away. I don't know where it goes, but it goes away, and my lips don't really feel any different. It's fine to use up. You might be able to see that I've got quite a dip in there, but again, it's nothing special. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, and I will not be repurchasing it. Ooh, next is an eyeshadow. This is the Kaja Beauty Bento stack in the shade Chocolate Dahlia. This little stack comes with 2 matte shades. So the very bottom is a dark chocolate shade, and then more of like a milk chocolate shade, and then the top is this really beautiful shimmer. I could use the Kaja Beauty Bento stacks and only these for like the rest of my life. I love them so much. I love the formula. I love the packaging. I love the mix of mattes and shimmers that most of the ones I have come with. Actually, I guess I only have 2 that come like that, and the other 2 are all shimmers, but I love these so much. For your neutral lovers out there, this one is so good. I also have Glowing Guava, which has got warm berry tones in it. So that's the bottom, that's the top. I have nice little dents in these ones. I love this. It's super simple, it's super neutral, but I love the formula. I love these. I haven't really done like any traveling this year, but when I do, I take like these 2. So I take Glowing Guava and I take Chocolate Dahlia. They're small, they're beautiful, they're so great. I love them so much. Okay, what are we gonna talk about next? Let's talk about the biggest fail of my haul, which is this item right here. If you're familiar with my channel, you're already gonna know about this. This is the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation, lightweight and smoothing aloe infused. This didn't work for me at all. It looked horrible every time I tried it. Specifically on my forehead, it just looked so bad. I probably tried it a total of maybe 3 or 4 times, and it just looked so bad that I'm over trying it. I'm not gonna try it anymore. This might work for some people. It simply didn't work for me. We'll talk about this next. This is something I recently hauled, and I have not stopped wearing it. It is the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. I have mine in the shade 3. I love this. I am wearing it today. This is exactly what I've been looking for. It's like the Glossier Foundation, but amped up. It's lightweight, it's an oil, so it glides onto the skin. It doesn't streak. It's not a full coverage, but it does offer a good amount of coverage. I would say it's like a medium coverage because you can still see some of my skin spots and stuff like that. I love this. I don't know what else to say. I simply love it. It makes my skin look really healthy, glowing, wonderful. I can't say enough good things about it. The only downside is that it's a little bit expensive. It's $42, so that's a bit unfortunate. We'll see how long that it lasts me. I have been using this like every single time I do my makeup, and there's still a lot of product in here. So if you're thinking about trying this and you like kind of medium, glowy-ish foundations, I might recommend this. The only people I'm not so sure about is people with a very dry skin. You would think because it's an oil it would be good for you, but I do have a tiny amount of dryness on my forehead, and I do notice that you can kind of see that through the foundation. I have noticed that you can see that with like any foundation I use nowadays, and this is no exception. So if that's something that you struggle with a lot, like a lot of dry spots on your face, be forewarned. That might still continue to be an issue with this. Ooh, let's talk about some brushes. I mentioned earlier that I have found a concealer brush that I like more than the Hourglass brush, and that is the Rare Beauty concealer brush. I really love this. I love the size and the angle of this brush. It just really gets in under the eyes. It's the perfect shape for under the eyes. And then it's also big enough to spot conceal around the face. I love this so much. I would highly recommend if you're looking to expand your brush collection. I don't know how much these ones are. Let me take a look. $16, yeah. So this one was $38. This one was $16. I'd recommend this one for more than just the price reason. I think that's all I'm going to say about this. This is great. I love it so much. It works fantastic. And the other brush that I picked up from Rare Beauty is this one. So I have actually recently picked up two brushes, this one and another one that I'll talk about. I used this one nonstop after I got it. I love this. It's great. It's soft. It blends foundations in really well. I really like this. The other one that I picked up recently is this one right here. This is the IT Cosmetics. I think it's just a holiday foundation brush. It is in the shape of a star. All of these brushes are very dirty right now. I desperately need to clean them, but you can kind of see the barrel of the brush right here. It's got this nice little star shape. So I love both of these. I really love this one. The Rare Beauty one's a little more dense than this one right here. I find that the IT Cosmetics one just works a little bit better, especially with more liquidy foundations like the Kosas one. They're both great. I think that, so the Rare Beauty one's $28. I think that the IT Cosmetics one is $30. I'm not totally sure if this one is still available. This one's definitely limited edition, like a lot of specialty IT Cosmetics brushes are. I love this brush. I don't know if it's still available. I got it in stores at Ulta and I loved it so much that I went and bought my best friend one for her birthday. I love this. I really love it. So I know I haven't hauled it on my channel. At least I'm almost positive I haven't hauled this on my channel. So if you're looking for an IT Cosmetics brush and you have a little bit of extra money, this is a really good one, and it's so cute with the little star shape. I love this. Oh, okay, we're getting close to being done. All right, next we're going to talk about two different lip products. Well, a total of 5 products, but 2 different lip formulas, and by 2 different brands. Okay, so the first is something I hauled at the beginning of the year, and it is the Lilah B lip oil. I think it's called something else. Tinted, it's just a tinted lip oil. Okay, so the first one I ever picked up is in the shade Be Sincere, and I loved it so much that I went and picked up the minis recently, and these are in the shade Be Remarkable and Be Elegant. I'm actually wearing Be Remarkable on my lips right now, which is the darker berry one. Let me actually reapply. This is actually the first time that I've worn what is this, Be Remarkable. I think I like it. I like the formula a lot. I think the color looks pretty good. I haven't tried, because the one that I had before was the shade Be Sincere, which is more of a my lip color, but better and amped up and glossy and beautiful. I haven't tried a darker color in this formula. I think it's doing okay. It looks like it might be, what is that word? It might be spreading It might be spreading outside of my lip line a little bit, so I'll have to watch that. But at least, at the very least, the two more neutral colors, so Be Sincere and Be Elegant, are wonderful, lovely. I love the formula. They're so comfortable. They have a nice opacity to them, and I really enjoy them. And this one looks nice. I do like this one. So I really like these. And next I have more Rare Beauty products. These are her lip souffles. Is that what they're called? No, matte lip creams. I have the shade Fearless and I have the shade Strengthen. I really like this formula. This is another situation though where we've got more natural color and a more dark color. I think I've only worn the darker color once and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I have to be careful with lip products that they don't collect onto my inner corners of my lips, because that will happen and then it looks really silly. And I did have that a little bit with the darker shade, but I really like these because, again, they're comfortable. They're not super matte, but these ones aren't super glossy. They're like a lipstick, but also kind of a lip tint. They're really great and they don't wear off of my lips in a really horrible patchy manner. I have a lot of issues with lipsticks wearing off on the inner part of my lip and also just wearing into my lines on my lips and just getting really patchy and uncomfortable. I hate that so much, and I have a lot of lipsticks that do that, even ones that I really like. And these don't do that at all. These wear off so nicely and I like it so much. So I have two of them right now and I really enjoy these a lot. I am interested in trying her lip balms. There's a set that she has that I actually picked up for my best friend, and it has two of the blushes, a lip balm, and one of these lipsticks in it. It's no longer available. No! Oh, I was hoping to one day pick it up and it looks like they're they're sold out of it and they're not gonna bring it back. That is such a bummer. Ugh. Well, I'm glad that I picked it up for my best friend, so at least she got to enjoy it. Anyways, so yeah, I really like these. I'd recommend them if you like lip products that aren't matte. They're definitely not a matte product. And the last thing that I'm gonna talk about today is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is what the inside looks like if you haven't seen it already. I haven't used this on my channel yet, but I did use it a lot was it October or the month before that? I can't remember. I can't remember when I got this, but there was a good chunk of time when I did use this at home by myself, for myself, and I really like it. I really like Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I really like her formula. I don't personally have a lot of cool toned palettes. When I used to have red hair, I didn't like wearing cool toned eyeshadow looks. I just didn't think it looked right on me personally, but with my more blonde hair, I think that cool toned looks look a lot better, and I really enjoyed the looks I got out of this. Again, if you're somebody who has a ton of cool toned shades, this might not be something that you're interested in at all, but I don't think this is a bad palette. I really enjoy it. I like that there is a good handful of matte shades that you can use with a lot of the other shimmer shadows in here. I like the depth of shimmer shadows in here. I enjoy this a lot and I do not regret this. I mean, I did use a $100 gift certificate thing that I got from Sephora on this, so I didn't really spend any of my own money on it, so I really don't regret it in that aspect. But I have good feelings about this. Good formula, good color story, good addition to my collection. All right, and those are all of the products that I have reviews on as of right now. There's a handful of products that I didn't talk about yet that I've hauled that I just don't have a full opinion on yet because I haven't used them enough. So if you were looking forward to seeing something and you didn't see it, I will try and have an update on that product, whatever it might be, at some point. Like the one product that I know that I didn't review on was the Rare Beauty blush, because I only used it once because it's such a summer shade. This is going to be beautiful in the summer, but it's a little too corally for this time of year for me. I just won't use it. So we're going to wait until the summertime, maybe springtime. This would be a good spring blush. But for now, we're not using it yet. So there are all of my reviews. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. And if you want to subscribe for more content from me in the future, don't forget to do so before you go. All of those buttons are down below. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, here we are. Hello. I really like Natasha